This is Kathy Beal of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of July 27, 2020. We get quite a different look at quite a number of developments this week, at quite a number of long-standing situations and evolutionary shudders that we have been living under. Mercury, the planet of communication, finally returns to the degree that it occupied when it stationed retrograde right before the solstice in June. And as he does this, he makes some important contacts to the two agents of change, the figures that have been amplifying and intensifying all of the structural collapse and need to build different foundations or restructure the ground beneath our feet, and that have also been hurrying all kinds of unpleasantness coming out into the open, far more than dirty laundry, secrets, paranoias, terrors, phobias, stuff that has been brewing below the surface, in our psyches, in our subconscious, in our systems, in our familial lines. And as he does that, he also is in a direct flow to the most unhinged energy in the zodiac, which also is the most otherworldly, the most magical, the most loving, the most inspirational and compassionate. What this means in practical terms: information is going to come out on all kinds of matters that poke their little heads up in mid to late June. We'll get more to the story. We'll get an understanding. We'll get, oh, this makes sense, or oh, that's what was going on. This brings distance from and also perspective on the magnitude of all of these developments, the magnitude of the structural shakeups and reworkings and corruption and nasty stuff that's been going on below the surface and in back rooms. And it also opens the door to seeing how we were duped, how we were lied to, how information was molded, presented, gaslit, maybe. And on a more positive note, we can see the benefit, the higher purpose, the way out. What is happening technically is that Mercury is in an opposition to Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, and at the same time this week in a trine to Neptune in Pisces. All kinds of highly emotional information, data, conversations are flowing. So sit in the stream and see what you pick up, and see particularly how you feel about it, because that is your most important bellwether. And that ties into big cluster of events number 2, which is a pair of aspects that put you to choices. Choices having to do with your values, with what's most important to you, with particular relationships, choices of the heart. Venus, the ruler of all that we value, our social interactions, our attitude about money, our possessions, is in a choice or in conjunct aspect with both Jupiter and Pluto, the same big guys that Mercury is getting a hard look at. All of this plays together. You get a distance view, you get information that causes you to see things that perhaps you had not perceived before, and then you are put to choices. How are you going to handle this? What are you going to do about it? How will you respond? How will this affect your valuation of all kinds of things in your life? The overarching framework for this is a sextile or opportunity aspect between Jupiter, one of the two guys doing all the amplifying, and he increases everything he touches, and Neptune, the font of higher wisdom, the cosmic fog machine, the most otherworldly influence in the sky. Guidance is on tap, inspiration is there, you have to reach for it. It's not going to simply fall into your head. That comes at the end of the week when the sun is in an action-demanding aspect or square to Uranus, the genius influence in the sky, the lobber of lightning bolts, the cosmic agent of radical, unpredictable change, the advocate of alternate viewpoints. These two aspects are the bookends of the week. The week begins with an opening for higher wisdom, for grace, for compassion, for incredible inspiration and guidance, for transcending all of the woes of earthly existence in some way. So that's going on while we are getting a different look at everything, a long distance look, and also being put to a series of choices. And then by the weekend, something in us snaps, breaks open, ultimately is liberated. So some aspect of our life, some aspect of how we have been defining ourselves breaks open and we are freed from it. Been feeling stuck? You won't by the weekend. Homing thought of the week. I have a choice. Song of the week. On a clear day, you can see forever from the Broadway show by that name. And the image of the week is clouds parting and a shaft of light stretching down from the sky to the ground. You'll learn lots more about what's coming in my talk, Action Figures, which is about what Mars is going to activate from August to December, live on Sunday the 26th and available by recording afterwards, and also in my forecast for August, which will be up by the end of the week at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and book a session with me. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Beal, and I am really grateful to the people who are supporting my work there. I have lively discussions on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited and the group the Astro-Insight Lounge. I post whatever I feel like on Instagram at @KABeal, and I'm on YouTube at The Professional Aquarian Channel. Talk to you next week.